Thanks, Joyce. Most companies that we spoke with had a policy with some room for exceptions. These exceptions were mainly grounded in the role being classified as either remote, hybrid, or in office. Most exceptions seem to be approved by the manager with some level of partnership with HR. However, some companies did indicate a more formal approval process, depending on the type of exception with various levels of approval. We asked our participants what type of exceptions they considered, and these were our responses. Most commonly medical, followed by caregiving, and then family relocation. We did have 53% of the companies state that they would consider a reason that was not listed here. Specifically, the reasons were that some companies didn't review the reason for request at all. Some companies looked at the distance from office. Some companies would review requests whether they were temporary or permanent. That followed a different path. It all just depended on a variety of factors. Additionally, as Joyce mentioned, we did have some exception cases and some outliers. So specific outliers were measuring quarterly or biweekly as opposed to weekly. Most companies had some minimum per week, as Joyce mentioned, but these companies would understood that maybe weeks to week there were different demands, and so they would ask for potentially 50% over the course of the time period as opposed to time during the specific week. For roles that were traditionally on-site roles, some companies started applying the flex models to these. So specifically, we saw job sharing or compressed work weeks here. So the compressed work weeks would be either 4 10-hour days or a 980 schedule, which would be every 2 weeks, people would work 9 days, 9 hours, 80 hours for the entire time, giving them that 10th day off. Additionally, work anywhere policies were a theme as well. So these are policies that allow employees to work anywhere they're geographically and legally eligible to do so for up to 30 days in a given year. And lastly, we had some companies that grounded their approval process not by the role, but just based on the individual, recognizing that everybody is different and there is no one size fits all.